What's up, YouTube? This is Too Raw for TV. And first of all, I want to give a shout out to Town Business. All right. If you're not subscribed to Town Business, subscribe to his page. It's Town, BIZZNIZZ space JS. Go subscribe to his content, man. He has real good content. All right. And he was talking about Russell Westbrook being shoved by a fan during yesterday's game. It was a stoppage in play in the third quarter, and Russ was near the sidelines, and a little kid pushed him, you know. Then when Russ turned around to see who had pushed him, the kid kind of turned his head and sat back down like, he had, like he didn't do it or whatever. And you could tell that he was annoyed. And basically, I think he told the parents, like, look, you can't have your kid just pushing and touching random people. You know what I'm saying? And it's true, you can't have little kids on cat. There are little kids. You can't just go around pushing people and, and things of that nature, because that leads to behaviors, entitlement behaviors that could get you in trouble as you get older. Thinking you can get away with those, things like that. That's what's taught to some people in this country, that they can literally get away with certain things because of who they are and who the other person is. Of course, this isn't really being talked about much because he's a kid, and even more so because he's a little white kid. And I've seen more than one article which is typical, say, well, he's a little kid, and then they reference Westbrook's size, a huge 6'4", 200-pound man. Even though Westbrook is really 6'3", 190, maybe he is 200. I don't know. But what the fuck does that got to do with anything, man? That pisses me off so fucking much, man. Like, whenever they reference us, they always got to put like reference how big we are. Like with Ray Rice, huge. Like, they always try to make Ray Rice out to be this big brute. In reality, I think Ray Rice was like 5'8", 215. Something like that. 5'8", 5'9", 215. Not a huge guy. But the media make you think this guy's 6'4", 280. You know what I'm saying? And if the little boy is so innocent, you know what I'm saying? Reference how 12-year-old Tamir Rice got gunned down like he was some fucking thug. You know what I'm saying? Some huge menacing fucking cop pulls up and don't even warn the kid. Don't even know what the situation is. Take his gun out and blow that little boy away. Oh, well, he should have known better. 12 years old, in some cultures, they're marrying. They're having responsibilities. 12 years old, he should know better than to play with a gun. Well, he should know better than to keep his fucking hands to him. So how about that? You hypocritical sons of bitches. When I was 12, fuck being 12 years old. When I was 7 years old, I knew better than to keep my hands to myself. You don't go around putting your hands on other people. You respect other people. But you know what? Part of this is not growing up in an era where you have real parents. And part of this is growing up in an era where you don't have certain, I know it's going to sound stupid to some people, but when you don't have child behavioral, how can I say this? You don't have programs which help with child behaviors, like Sesame Street and Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood and all these programs. I mean, y'all can say what y'all want, but those programs were golden, man, because not only were they educational, but they taught you basic social skills, how to conduct yourself as a young child, reading Rainbow, educational, but also showing you how to behave as a proper young man and young woman in our society. They don't have these programs like that anymore. They do, they're not emphasized. And that's why you got all these people, no matter what race or culture you are, who act like little sociopaths. Y'all know what I'm talking about. But the media don't really respect Russell anyway, man. Like, this is what, the third incident I can think of where he's been involved with a fan. And it's probably knowing him a little bit, man. First you had that fat idiot in Philly, who flipped him off. Then you had, that other fan that looked like, what was his name? Prince, Marky Prince from the Fat Boys. Is that his name? I forgot his fucking name, man. But he like the light skinned motherfucker from the Fat Boys and shit. He got on the court, and I think Russell shoved him or something, got into Russell's face. And then you have this situation. And Adam Silver does need to address this situation. They need to start incurring more fines, more penalties, because this is what happened before. I know the NBA wants fan involvement to an extent, but going on the court, pushing players, that's the fine line. Like Town Biz said, the players' domain and the officials' domain is the court. Fans need to stay in the crowd. Now, what Vernon Maxwell did wasn't. You can't excuse what he did. All right, back in '95, I think it was a '94-'95 season. I think when he did that, when he ran to the stands and started punching the fan or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But the fans have been, before the Malice in the Palace, the fans have been increasingly, becoming more vocal with some of the shit they were saying to fans, saying to players. You know what I'm saying? Some of the stuff that supposedly some of these guys were saying, it was vulgar and disgusting to say the least. You know what I'm saying? Then you add the presence of alcohol. Yeah, it was getting ugly, man. So to me, man, the Malice in the Palace back in, I think it happened, November 2004. That was just begging to happen. Begging to happen, man, eventually. So that's one of the reasons why the NBA tried to do their best to take the physicality out of the game or whatever. I think there's other reasons they did that. Me personally, I think they also did that to change the complexion of the league with more European players, you know what I'm saying, who are used to a certain style of play. That's just me, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, the fans definitely there needs to be some type of barrier, man. The NBA players make more money than they've ever made before. And when you have that type of investment, you would think the owners, you would think management in the NBA, all the way up to the commissioner, they would be more compelled to place restrictions on fans when it comes to physical contact. You know what I'm saying? Physical contact is, I don't give a fuck if it was a kid, okay? That's not the point. The point is these types of things start to escalate. What happens if a fan runs on the court and tries to injure one of these players? And then people who've been warning you for years say, see, we told you. You didn't listen. You know what I'm saying? But that's my take on it, man. Tell me what you guys think.